if we take a look at the market, the headline growth has been about 8% and the volume growth has been minus 4%. So remember this, 8 and minus 4. The difference between the two is the derived price growth, which is about 12%. Now, 12% has been unprecedented. We have not seen that kind of price growth. In this context, HUL has delivered 16% top line as against the market growth of 8% and a volume growth, underlying volume growth of 5% against the market being negative minus 4. And when you look at this from an urban and rural lens, the urban market has grown at about 11% top line, rural has grown at 4%. I'm still on an annual basis. And the volumes on an urban basis has been about minus 1, whereas rural has been minus 7. Right. So you can see there is more stress in rural, yeah, but on an overall basis, it's been absolutely a brilliant performance by HUL. Then let's go to the quarter. Now this is a heartening thing. Against an 8% growth, what the Nielsen read says, all our categories put together, the last quarter the growth has moved to 11%. And the volume, which used to be minus 4, has become flat. And both urban and rural have improved by about 300, 400 bips, with a consequent reduction in the negative volume growth. Yeah, so that's the story. Now, in this context, remember, the total volumes are flat. We have delivered a 4% volume growth, again outpacing the market. And then we come to our top line growth, which is 11%. Now, here I want you all to understand a bit more nuanced number. Our 11% is the headline growth and the volume growth is 4%. So our price growth is 7%. Whereas you look at the market, it is 11% top line and nearly flat volume growth. That means 11% price growth. Ours is 7% price growth. Now let me explain what is the probable cause. Why is my price growth lower than the market? In the previous quarters, our price growth were more or less similar to the market growth. Yeah. Now he has explained that the commodity prices have started moderating. That means we have stopped taking more price increase at an aggregate level. There are some commodities where the price increase is still there, but in many we have taken a price reduction. Yeah. So our growth, price growth has come down. So what happens when you stop taking a price growth, then after a year, the price growth disappears. Yeah. Now, when we sell, our accounting is based on what we sell to our distributors. The market captures based on what the trade sells out. Right? So there will always be a lag. Okay. So even the market growth going forward will come down. The price growth will come down. And when you would recall that 2 years back, when this hyperinflation came in and also we were still in the midst of COVID, we had set for ourselves twin objectives. One was we will increase our consumer franchise, and second is we will protect our business model. Now we have seen outpacing the market an unprecedented share gain. Yeah. The second important bit is if you look at EBITDA, which was at a pre-COVID level at about 25%, is still at a very decent level of 23.4%. Yeah, and in the last few quarters, sequentially, our EBITDA, our gross margins have improved. We are investing more behind the market, and our EBITDA also sequentially is improving. So we can look back and say that in this very turbulent environment, we have met our twin objectives. The rural, again, it used to be minus 7% volume growth for the full year. For the quarter under reference, it has become minus 3. Right. So it is progressing. It is still negative volume. Yeah. And if we have a good monsoon, I think the government has done a phenomenal job in terms of capex spending. Yeah. And if we start getting a multiplier effect of that with a good monsoon, and if our GDP growth rate, which on all estimates today, it would be anywhere between 6 and 6.5%, I think we should start seeing first the negative volume growth plateauing and then hopefully starting to go up. The rural incomes are much lower on an average basis. The commodity prices have been very high. But if things stabilize and the prices go down, we will pass on the benefits to the consumers and we should start seeing the volume improving.